All right, hello everyone. Today we are going to start with working on Daphne and Velma. Now I'm just going to kind of show the parts that I've got cut out and ready to go. Now I'm going to use this same exact little clip for the next video because we're only going to do one right now, and then we're going to do one, in the next video. So I just wanted to show both of these, their before, and they're going to get obviously a complete makeover, cut the hair and everything, repaint their faces just like I always do. But I just wanted to get these in here so we could see their before. And I'm not sure which one I'm going to show today because I'm going to make them while I'm sitting here working on this, but I just don't know who I want to post first. Maybe whichever one turns out the cutest, I don't know. Or I might just have to go eeny, meeny, miny, mo. But so anyway, here are the dolls. You can sort of tell by their shoe color who's going to be who. I think they're pretty much the same. I think they kind of have different faces. They definitely have different hair, but I think they're made by the same company. Now these are just the parts for Daphne. Now let me find one more thing here. All right, so this is Daphne's dress cut out, ready to go on. And then I've got this little lavender color ribbon. My lighting is probably not the best, but anyway, I can't get it to start. But there's some lavender colored ribbon that's going to make the decoration around the bottom of her skirt. And it'll probably, hopefully, work also for her headband. And then Velma, she's just got this orange sweater. I was going to use this cloth here for her skirt. It's like a really good shade of sort of a reddish maroon. But then I found this ribbon. See, this cloth is just like a cotton, and it's just sort of a simple, plain texture. But Velma's skirt has these pleats in it, and I've got this ribbon, which it's red. You can sort of tell there's two colors here. That's because I painted it to be a little darker because this is a really bright red. And I like how that looks against the orange. But in real life, this paint color that I've kind of painted part of it. And that's the part I'm going to use. But I like that ribbed. I don't know if that shows up as well. My light keeps spinning around to a place where I don't want it. But see, I just don't know if you can tell. Oh yeah, there you go. I just feel like those ribs, those little lines in there kind of mimic a pleat. I don't know if I'm just crazy, but I think it will give just a little detail that this fabric won't be able to do. And I think once you see it all come together, it'll make more sense. But I like the ribbon, and it's the same. It's the right length for her skirt. So I think that's going to work pretty good. So that's what I'm going to use for the skirt instead of this fabric. So this is the parts, and all I have to do is glue it all on the dolls, cut the hair, and then remake their hair like I always do with the yarn. So these are, I mean, just the colors, just seeing these colors here, that is so Velma. And then looking at this is just so Daphne. I'm so excited to see how these are going to turn out. All right, so here is Daphne, and this is where I'm at. Now I've got her hair cut, and I've got her sleeves glued on. Now the fidgety part is trying to get them shoulders glued down, but I finally got that. The sleeve was real big, so I had to make them a little more skinny. So it's just been, you just gotta kind of piece it, kind of sit there and play with it a little bit because it's just so not really the easiest to work with miniatures. Now I'm going to try to force that down over there. All right, that looks pretty good. The neck hole is a little bit bigger than I wanted it, but you're not going to know that once I tie her scarf around there. So I'm going to glue this down. And that looks like that's going to be pretty good. I'll just have to work with that a little bit. Alright, now here's what Daphne looks like so far, and I think it's coming together really good. Now the dress fits cute, everything's looking good, but getting all them tiny little details what will make it look really good. So I'm going to finish it up here, and then we'll check out what it looks like. Before we check out Daphne, let's make her a prop. So I've got this giant flashlight that is from, I believe, the 60s, and I actually use this when I do my Scooby Doo cosplay because it's just so groovy and has such a 60s look to it. So that's kind of what I'm going to make today for her prop. And I'm going to start with like this piece of paper. It's just like printer paper, and I've cut it into two different sizes, and I'm just going to roll it up kind of like I did my telescope. And once you get it rolling, it'll roll pretty easily. And you're just going to roll it as thick as you want the handle to be. And I got to remember, not very big, because that's just a little tiny doll hand. Might go a little bit bigger. Alright, so I'm going to glue it off right there and cut that extra off. Alright, so put a little bit of glue there, and I'm just going to snip that off and then roll it up. So that's the handle to the, wait a minute, that's, oh no, wait a minute, that don't look too good. Alright, wait a second, it kind of wrinkled. Why did it wrinkle? That's weird. It's never done that before. Oh no. Alright, let me just back it up a little and clip that off. I don't know why that wrinkled. I must have had too much glue on it. Alright, so watch how much glue you put on there. Alright, that looks better. Alright, so that's the handle. And then we're going to do the same thing for... Alright, so let's check that out. So there's the handle. And then we're going to do the same thing with this part. Just roll it until it's like a bigger part to just stick on to our handle. So now I've got that, and I'm just going to glue those together. Now this part, like, see how huge, I'm not trying to copy that flashlight exactly. I'm just trying to get like a sort of a basic 60s looking flashlight shape. So I'm going to glue those together and just Mod Podge with some paint, maybe like a yellow color, just something that won't really, I thought about orange, but then I thought, well, her outfit's orange, I don't want anything orange. I might just do a plain gray or silver. I think that might actually look best. So that's what I'm going to do. And then I'll put it with her and we'll see how they look. All right, so I got that glued together, but then I noticed that if I like pull this apart, it kind of gives it a cooler shape. See how it did that? Instead of just like, see how it does that? That's kind of cool. I actually like this shape. It looks more like a flashlight shape. So I'm actually going to do that, and then, whoops, wait a minute, hold on. Okay, so I'm going to do that and Mod Podge it and paint it. And I'm going to go to get this phone and get this painted. Alright, now here's how Daphne looks, and my favorite part about her is her face. I did a little bit of black makeup at the corners of her eyes to give her sort of a cat eye makeup. I gave her little pink lips, and I trimmed her bangs a little bit more. You can't actually see them right at the minute, but you can see her eyebrows. I wanted her eyebrows to be noticeable, and before I had her bangs too long. But I like how this one's turned out a lot. You know, she's so colorful. That's one thing I like about Daphne. You know, her legs, again, I don't know if I mentioned it, but they're painted with that fingernail polish. And again, I'm going to thank those people who recommended the fingernail polish because it just does so much better. You know, it dries, and that's what I like about it. But because, you know, the paint, when I try to clear coat over the paint, the clear coat never wants to dry for some reason when you do it on vinyl. I still don't understand it. It just has like a reaction to it. But now the fingernail polish this time was a little tricky to work with. It was drying like really, really quick, and it was a gel fingernail polish. So that may not have been the best kind to use, but again, I just love how this one looks. She was such a pain because I had to paint her legs twice because the first time I didn't let them dry good enough. So I had to completely, there was just smudges and everything going on with the legs. So I had to completely strip them off with acetone and paint them again. But oh man, this one was so hard to work with, and I couldn't get her hair to do the way I wanted it to. A lot of trouble, but I'm just so glad it's done. I just love how she looks. Here's her little flashlight. Now I put some aluminum foil. I just punched out a piece with a hole punch and then just poked it down in there and Mod Podged it in place so it actually looks like it's got a little light on when it catches the glare. And then I just painted like a little on and off switch. I don't know how well that shows, but there's her little flashlight. And oh, I guess now I can actually show them all together because this is our last character other than the monsters that will come later. So let me get everybody set up here and we'll check them all out together. All right, now here's what they all look like. I mean, I'm just so excited that the whole gang is together now, and we will check them out inside their haunted house. And, I got to figure out who I want to make next. I was just really excited after I made Shaggy. I knew that each video after him had to be the next character till I got all four of them made. So now I may get back to Willy Wonka or something. I don't know what I'll do next, but I'll have to be thinking about which monster I want to make. Of course, I've done the ghost here, but I got to see how many dolls I have to decide how many characters I'll be making and then decide who those will be. But that's something I'll be thinking about between now and the next Scooby episode. And so, yeah, again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.